Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fortress Comic News, episode 308. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host here, Mike. How we doing, Mike?
Good. What's up, man? What's
I'm
up?
just
What's up?
living day by day.
Yeah, doing an early show today. Actually, early but later show because we had to turn the stupid clocks ahead and lose some sleep.
Yeah, didn't even realize. Honestly, didn't even know that was a thing today because
Yeah.
everything's done through my cell phone, so it didn't affect my alarm clock or anything.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I got my car, and I was just like, wait, why does it say 8:30 and not 9:30?
Yeah. What the hell? Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh yeah, daylight savings time is still a thing.
It was a bigger problem when not everybody used their cell phones for everything.
Yeah.
Like when I used to use the stove clock when I was a kid to check if I was late for school.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you
And we
know.
had to manually do all this stuff.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean I'm late? The stove said it was 7. What the fuck? How can the
Thank you, Al
stove be
Gore.
wrong? Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Al
Al Gore.
Gore, for the internet.
Yeah. Thanks, Al Gore. Yeah. Uh, I, we do have interviews today. Well, interviews because I guess it's a hive mind counts as one.
Yeah.
Jackson Lanzig, Colin Keller back in the show today. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk to them about. We got a Guardians of the Galaxy book coming out. They had some Batman Beyond stuff going on, some Captain America stuff. So we're gonna chat with those boys for a little bit.
Yeah.
And they
You get
still come back to the show, so that's a good sign.
yeah, you're getting a lot of content this week too. We got this. I've got two extra
Wow.
interviews this week.
Wow. That's awesome.
So I think Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are full
Yeah.
of Fortress Comic News content. So
Amazing. And that, yeah, we can't get enough. Can't get enough comic stuff. So, I just got back from the weekend and stayed in Hudson, New York, and then down to the city to see. We had this planned for Katie's mom's Christmas present was to go see The Cursed Child. If you don't know what that is, it's the play uh, that was written and takes place at the end of book 8, or it is the 8th installment of Harry Potter. Um, and it was awesome. Uh, I mean, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, and there's all this hype now that we've been playing Hogwarts Legacy,
mhm.
and so like we went. It like takes place like if anybody's read the books, at the end of the book, there's like a time jump where Harry and Ginny are together, Hermione and Ron are together, and they have children. And this like play takes place like immediately after that. Like Harry's son is going to Hogwarts. He actually becomes a Slytherin, which is a pretty cool twist. Um, and then you have Draco Malfoy's son, and they actually become really good friends. And like Harry is like an asshole about it. Um, so there's that whole thing going on, but then there's like a lot of time travel involved. I don't want to spoil too much because there's a big reveal if you've never read it. Um, Basically, the cursed child is. Wow, my cat just opened the door. I don't know how she did that.
Cats are pretty smart, man.
Yeah. There's so basically like Voldemort had a child with Bellatrix Lestrange, which is like really some weird fan fiction shit. Um, and there's like she's trying to do all this time. So there's a few sequences with time travel. The way the play does it though in New York, because you got to go to Broadway to see it. Like obviously there's all this like magic and like the way they play with the stage lighting, like everything is black, so like you'll see people like walking away and then they go to like dial the telephone and get sucked into the telephone booth to like go on the Ministry of Magic, and like you don't even see the transition of the person walking off the stage and like a cloak floating and they get sucked into the telephone booth. It's crazy the way they do stuff. It's like watching a magic show and a play. um there's some scenes with like Death Eaters, the floating like cloak guys, and they're like people are like suspended from stuff and like floating, and it's insane because we were sitting on like the third level and they had one like fly out over us like eye level with me, and I'm like, this is because we were sitting on like right on the edge of the balcony. I'm like, this is pretty creepy. um a lot of cool stuff, but you would like it because I immediately like after because it's a long play. It's two 1 hour and 40-minute halves.
Wow.
It goes by pretty. So originally when the play came out, they did it in 2 parts, and the way I'm like getting goosebumps because it was such an epic way to end the first half. Um, basically the plot of the story is they're trying to go back in time and save Cedric Diggory, who's a character that dies because, well, there's a lot of characters that die because of Harry, but this one in particular is pretty awful because like the dad sees him die, and so they get to the point where they go back in time and they save him, and then Malfoy's son, who's like Harry's friend, gets back and he gets to Hogwarts, and it's like all black, and the symbol for Hogwarts is like it's like a Voldemort. It's like a V with like a snake, and it's almost like in it's like Earth X in DC where it's all Nazis because like Voldemort, like they lost the battle to Hogwarts. Voldemort like runs Hogwarts, and there's like a Voldemort day, and he's like, oh shit, and like everybody's in like black robes, like they're pretty much Nazis, and that's like where, and he's like, oh shit, I lost. He's like, and he loses his friend because Harry Potter dies in that future. So like, and that's how they end part one. It's like to be continued. And it's like, and then they go to intermission. So I was like, man, if I had to see that in part one and then wait to see the next play, I would have been so upset.
Yeah, that would have been intense.
But it was great. I loved it because like I'm a huge time travel nerd, so I thought that was really cool. But the effects, like they do stuff where they drink the polyjuice potion that transforms you into somebody else, and they do like the whole like switching on stage. So like they like shrink into their robes and change into somebody else, and they just do a really good job with like the practical effects and stuff. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I think you would really like it. I mean, even if you're not a huge fan, it's just like, wow, I can't believe they did that shit, in front of me, and I didn't notice. And then I found a really cool shop in Hudson. I've been talking about it on Twitter and stuff. Hudson, New York, Pure Folly Books. They've been there for about a year. The guy's really big into indie stuff, so that's always his name's Edward. You can check him out. I followed him on Twitter. I tweeted about it. Fortress Comics tweeted about it as well, or retweeted it. But I found some like he had a lot of cool like local indie books from local artists and stuff like that. So I'll be tweeting out about these people. Just cool little books. And then I had this one. This is from I don't know what the publisher is, but it's called Everything Sucks. And this one's All Cats Go to Hell. This is like the second issue, but like this cover, isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
And it comes with it's from Silver Sprocket, I think is the publisher. But it's like it comes with like a sticker pack too. Like they do this fun stuff where they include like stickers with the comics, and the art is just like amazing. And some of the stickers are like like 90s cartoon themed and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
that's great.
There's a Garfield there. Yeah, it was just really cool, and it's cool to see a nice, refreshing shop with someone who's really nice and like actually takes the time to talk to you. It's called Pure Folly Comics, and he's pretty active on Instagram if you want to follow him. Really nice guy. It just so happens that I found, because I need about 4 or 5 more Invincible issues to complete my collection.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was issue 5, and he had it on the wall.
Oh, nice.
I have it upside down. Sorry. Issue 5 is hard to find, everybody, of Invincible, because little fun fact: it is the first appearance of Alan the Alien. So that one's hard to get nowadays. So it was just like a it's just a sign that it was on the wall that I had to buy it. And then there's a cool little bookstore in Hudson. There's a few bookstores, but this one's called Spotty Dog. So it's a pub where you can go in and drink beer at the bar, but then it's also a bookstore.
Nice.
Which is awesome. Yeah. And they had a little graphic novel section. So, there's been a lot of controversy. Not really that should be, but this has always been a great, amazing graphic novel. Mouse, M-A-U-S. They did a new hardcover edition. So there's volume 1 and 2 in this hardcover that I picked up, because I've never actually read it, and I've heard really good things. So
it's really good. Do you know the actual controversy behind that?
What?
Like what actually happened?
No, I have no idea.
It's so stupid.
It's being banned in places, right?
Okay, that's what you're being told. It's being banned. It's being banned, everybody. It wasn't banned. It was taken out of a school curriculum.
Oh, I thought they were taking it out of schools.
No, one school took it out of the curriculum, and everybody's like, they're banning Moss. It's like, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we do know there's a problem with actual books being banned across the U.S., but
Yeah, I disagree with it being
Yeah,
taken out of the curriculum. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
like
right.
it's different from being banned.
Honestly, if this was in my school curriculum, I would have read more.
It was in
You
mine.
know,
That's actually the first comic book I ever read.
really? See,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, uh, I wish. Like, I had to read fucking Jane Eyre.
yeah.
Like, I don't want to read Jane Eyre. I'm sure it was great if you care about that stuff, but I don't care. Um, I don't care about Jane Eyre. Anyways,
It's a great book, everybody. Not even just for historical value. It's legitimately like a really great book.
yeah, and that's really why I picked it up. Art Spiegelman. Uh, it's a completed graphic novel, 2 volumes, as it should be, in this nice hardcover. Really cool stuff. So, um, yeah, got some good books this weekend. Hudson,
Cool.
Pure Folly Books, Spotty Dog, I believe it's called, and yeah, and I just have to turn it into some type of comic buying adventure. And then I went to Midtown Comics in New York City, the Times Square one,
Yep.
and I honestly was not impressed. Um,
Is that the
I think,
2-story one?
yeah, 2 story. You go to the second level, and then there's a third level. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they were just missing a lot of stuff. I mean, everybody buys up everything that would be relatively like cool. It was cool though. I did see Coins of Judas on the shelves there. So shout out to Travis Gibb
Nice.
and hitting those comic book shops. And all the issue ones were sold out. A couple issue twos left. So good that he's selling books there.
When I went there, this is years and years and years ago. But when I
Mm.
went there, they had a really great graphic novel selection. And I guess they told me they have a system because they actually have like a warehouse that's connected to the store. And after a certain amount of weeks, the
Yeah.
books move over to the warehouse because they just sell them online. So a lot of times, if you ask them for something, they probably have it.
They probably have it. Okay.
Yeah. But I remember the
Yeah.
second story was just all statues.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. All statues.
Yeah.
They moved a lot of their back issues up there. Yeah, yeah. There's quite a few actually, but no Invincible back issues. So I was upset about that. All right, let's jump into the news. What do you think?
Let's do it. We got a lot, so let's
We
do
got
it.
a lot. So TV, we're gonna go through Pat's flash facts. Everybody, thanks to Pat doing episode 5 of 13 of the final season. This is the Mask of the Red Death Part 2. The Rogues and Red Death take over CCPD because cops suck. Team Flash discovers that Chillblaine is still alive, and they go to save him. Flash walks right into a trap. He's been doing this for a while now. Red Death is waiting for him, takes away his speed. Barry learns that Red Death is being helped by Gorilla Grodd. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Grodd joined Red Death because he felt abandoned by Flash after Crisis, didn't we all? When he found that all the gorillas in Gorilla City lost their sentience. Flash agrees to help Grodd rebuild his family. Grodd is able to restore Flash's speed, agrees to stop Red Death. Then there's a fight scene between Flash and his rogues versus the Red Death. The main timeline, Batwoman shows up and they defeat Red Death and put her in Argus. Joe decides to take his daughter and move out of the city after. Wait, hold on. Joe finally decides to move out of the city.
Took him long enough.
Hey, we're in danger 9 seasons later.
Is that a Lady Flash, Evil
Yeah,
Flash? That's too
yeah,
far, everybody.
that's too
Too
far.
far.
No, this is too dangerous. Uh, Cecil will stay in, and this is not the I mean, his daughter has been threatened with death so many times. Cecil will stay in Central City, stay on Team Flash, visit Joe and their daughter on the weekends. All right, like he's lost custody, and his going away party. It is revealed that Iris is pregnant, which is 3 months sooner than expected. Dun dun dun. Yeah, so that happened. Cool that we get some Gorilla Grodd. Honestly, the best part of that episode, I would have to say, is Gorilla Grodd, and I don't know. It doesn't sound like there's a whole lot in there, but
I didn't think I could be less interested in Flash, and that did it. That did
yeah,
it.
yeah. Sorry, but she's pregnant. There's drama there. Last of Us, episode 8. Chris, I did not watch this, but I know you did.
Yeah, so they did the spoilers. Everybody, I'm gonna get into it. We've had a week, so what are you doing, Mike?
Not a whole lot, apparently.
They did the cannibals part of the game where we got a kitty. where we get Ellie abducted. She goes through the whole thing, and the cannibals find her, and then she is about to get eaten, and then what appears to be raped, and ends up
Yep.
killing the person trying to go after her. Really good episode. I really love. This is another example of them bringing in one of the voice cast to be in the show.
Oh, they did
So
that. That's cool.
yeah, Joel's. I'm gonna zone on his name. Let's see. Google, help me. Joel from Last of Us game voice actor.
Oh, is it the dude who
Troy
plays
Baker.
Batman?
Troy
Yeah,
Baker is
Troy
in this
Baker.
episode.
I was like, that's Batman.
Yeah, I love Troy Baker.
Yeah.
He's in this episode as a different character, so that's not the third voice actor to play a role in the show. So now the only person in the main cast is the woman who played Ellie. Hasn't been in the
Mhm.
show yet, so I'm interested to see if she shows up in the next episode. But it was great to see Troy get a shot. I mean, Troy's a great actor. He doesn't do a
He
lot of
is.
live action stuff, and this is, I mean, he's Joel, so
Yeah.
it was important to give him something. But yeah,
That
great
is pretty
episode.
cool. That is pretty cool. They got him involved.
Yeah, I was saying before we recorded, I think they're going to skip something and just jump to the end here because there is something in between this and the ending, but I don't know. It's not enough to. I think they needed one more episode, to be honest. To
I
like,
mean, they're either going to add story before the ending or they're going to add story after the ending because of the second season. We just don't know what they're going to add or where, right?
yeah, I assume they're going to end where the first game ends because I think the second season is going to be the second game. I think it'd be
Hmm.
cool if they did in between because there's a time jump between the first and second game.
Oh, maybe they just do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really think the second season is going to be the second game. So I think we're going to get the big finale. If you've never played the game, the big finale is, I mean, that's kind of the big twist of the game that everybody talks about. So I hope you all
Hmm.
enjoy that. I don't see them changing much on that because that would change the entire tone of the series. Like it wouldn't be the same. You wouldn't even, if they changed the ending, you might as well not have called it The Last of Us.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and Mandalorian episode 2, that was pretty good. We get the lady ripping them off, ripping the Mandalorian off. I can't think of her name. The repair shop lady. um, she's funny. Who's always working with the um, Ewoks, not the Ewoks. Oh my god, Jawas. Um, don't know her
Yeah.
name though. Can't think of her name.
I can never remember her name.
Yeah, but yeah, she she gives Mando a shitty droid like an R2 unit to go explore the mines of Mandalore. Surprise, they're not poisonous. He goes down there and starts murdering like some native tribes that are living down there. Straight up murder. The scene with the Darksaber is cool, but I mean, he clearly doesn't know how to handle it. And because all these Disney properties are just to further sales of more Disney toys and games, um, I immediately looked up where I could find a Darksaber online, and the Disney Store online sells a replica for $250. In case anyone was wondering, because that's how marketing works, folks.
I'm aware, Mike. I'm aware.
Yeah, because I know we all did that after that episode. I was like, man, that'd be really cool if they make one. And I'm like, well, they have made all the other lightsabers, and they in fact have one on Disney Store. So you're welcome for doing the research for you.
They also make a
Uh,
cheaper toy one if you would like.
yeah, yeah, maybe I'll get that one. But yeah, and then Bo-Katan has to come in and help. Good overall, good episode though. I mean, what did you think?
I loved it. I think it's funny. I thought the entire season was going to be him on this adventure to Mandalore. Like
Yeah, I think we all did. Yeah.
I thought this was the conclusion to the season, and we're getting an episode 2.
Yep.
Some good lore going into it. I like how they're like expanding the Mandalorian lore, where we get the symbol for the bounty hunters, specifically the Mandalorian bounty hunters. Um, Bo-Katan really showing that she is the true holder of the dark saber as she gets to use it in this episode. I like that Grogu gets like an independent moment where he has to fend for himself and kind of save Mando. That was really great. And then to get the mythosaur at the end. So the lore went that Mandalore tamed the mythosaur, and that's what made that's basically what the religion is based around. That he tamed this mythosaur,
Hmm.
creating a tribe of great hunters or whatever, and that became the Mandalorians. And to learn that the mythosaur is down there is huge. Like I think most pre Disney lore, to my knowledge, shows the mythosaur is dead.
Hmm.
I could be wrong on that. I'm not a historian of Star Wars, but I'm going back on my knowledge here. So for him to be alive is huge, and I think now that this is going to be how Mando gives up the dark saber without having to die in combat.
Yeah, right.
I think Bo-Katan's going to tame the mythosaur to show that she's the true leader of the Mandalorians, take the dark saber back, and try to rebuild Mandalore.
Hmm.
So that's what the season is really about now. I thought it was an awesome episode. I'll tell you what, circle wipes, I love them. They were everywhere in this episode, and they made me
Yeah.
so happy every time they happened.
Yeah, I know. They really, yeah. I was like, wow, have they been doing that a lot? And then they did it the whole episode. I'm like, damn. Uh, yeah, the circle wipes are strong in this episode. Gives you that old timey feel, right?
Yeah,
That
it feels
classic.
like Star Wars, like circle
Yeah,
wipes for
classic.
Star Wars.
Yep.
No one can use
Um,
circle wipes ever again.
yeah, and that like whole design of that like weird mech alien thing felt like something out of a horror movie. It didn't really feel like Star Wars, but it was awesome. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's so good. And then like I love the hint back to the Clone Wars cartoon too, where Bo-Katan's talking about fighting with Jedi's and being friends with
Oh,
them
okay.
and all that. Like that
Yeah.
was great. It's just been an
Nice.
awesome 2 episodes. It's not only do I mean I genuinely think that this show is good, but it's also just it's that comfortable sweater. You come home and you just put it
Yeah,
on
right.
and you
You know,
feel
yeah.
so good. Yeah.
Yep. I get that feeling. Yep. All right, let's jump into some TV news here. And Daredevil Born Again has begun filming this week. Awesome. We get some news about who will be and who won't be joining the series. First, the bad news. Eldon Henson and Deborah Ann Wool, who played Foggy Nelson and Karen in the Netflix Daredevil series, are reported to not be in the version. Very sad because those teamed together were really good. On the good
Especially
side,
especially
yeah.
Foggy.
Oh, Foggy was so good. It was announced that John Bernthal will be returning the role as Frank Castle Punisher for Born Again. Okay, I will gladly trade those two for John Bernthal's Punisher any day.
I'll say if you told me that these three were on the table and which ones were going to be back and which ones
Yeah,
weren't,
yeah.
I would have flipped it. I would.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no
yeah,
way I thought they were doing Punisher.
yeah. I never would have thought they would have touched John Bernthal Punisher. I didn't think he
Espe-
would want to come back. I don't know.
I know he wanted to come back, but I thought especially with what they're doing with Punisher to try to distance themselves from the Punisher and the
Yeah,
logo
right.
in the comics, I was like, there's no way they're doing Punisher stuff ever. Like for a while at least, everything comes back, but
Unless this like follows a story where like they clearly cut the lines of like this is exactly what the Punisher does not stand for in the story. You know what I mean? Like they clearly like put his role out front to mainstream media. Like this is what the Punisher's about, and all you other people adopting this logo are idiots.
that
Like,
or he walks out with the new stupid skull.
oh please no, please
And
no.
we set this up to basically do Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil, where
Yeah.
he has to fight the Punisher as the leader of the Hand.
Oh,
Those
that'd
are
be
the two
crazy.
options, I believe. I either at
Yeah.
some point Frank is going to like maybe not be as blatant as what you're saying, but I could see them like doing a crooked cop thing and Frank just
Hmm.
shoots a bunch of cops
Yeah.
just to be
Right.
like, all right, everybody, like this is Punisher,
Yeah.
or they go complete 360 and I get to see him ride a fucking dragon like he did in Daredevil.
Oh, I mean, I would love to see him ride a dragon. You know me.
I was just
I wouldn't mind
describing
that.
that run to somebody,
Yeah.
and we're just having a blast talking about it because they're like, that is not only is it like just weird and stupid, but it just sounds like so much fun. Like
Hmm.
Daredevil just shows up with a beard. Then Frank Castle shows up on this giant dragon swooping in with magic powers. It's like, yeah,
Yep.
that's what happened.
That's why it's the best run. Come on.
It's good stuff.
And I would have never thought they would have touched Punisher like you said, but here we are. Marvel's What If seems to be taking a big step for the future of MCU content. It is being reported that the first time the MCU will introduce a new character in season 2 of What If. The character is said to be named Kahori and is a Native American character. In the time before American colonization, the Tesseract falls to Earth, creating a portal to the stars. The Kahori interacts with giving her powers. That seems to be the most lazy way to do it, but hey, here we have a Tesseract and give people powers, whatever. That's cool. I mean, that's what If is there for. Usually, What If is to why would you not just give it a Native American Captain America, Captain Native America, or something?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What
Native
if Marvel
Captain
17-6, whatever that series was?
Yeah, did nobody think of Captain Native America? That seems like the easier one here. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
They didn't want to give Neil Gaiman a check. He did that.
Yeah, he did that. So they don't want to pay the money. This is cheaper to make a new character.
I do kind of like that the MCU is taking a shot at a new character, and they're doing it in the safest way possible. Season 2 of What If. And it does fit in with the theory, what if the Tesseract falls before colonization? Okay, yeah, it fits into the idea, but I'm down for it. We'll see if it's good. If it's not good or people don't react well to it, we'll never see it again.
Well, it'll be gone forever.
Well, we'll never see it in the MCU. I mean,
yeah, true.
I'm gonna put money down now, everybody. This is my safe bet of the year. When season 2 of What If comes out, we're getting a comic of this character.
Oh yeah,
it'll be introduced into Marvel 616.
Yep. Of course, they got to make that money.
Yeah, I mean it's just smart.
Yeah. This was a dumb move by HBO, but a smart move by Amazon. Finally, the Batman, the Caped Crusader animated series that HBO previously announced they're canceling. Amazon Prime swooped it up, picked it up, and ordering 2 seasons of the series. Thanks, Amazon. You're doing the real work out here. Somebody at Amazon gets it, what the fans want, and yeah, they're doing the good stuff.
Amazon's killing it, and this is smart because I think it works for both sides, honestly, because DC Studios wants to do stuff, both animated and live action, that fits into a universe. They don't want to do side stuff anymore.
Yeah.
With the exception of their Elseworlds movies, but let's take that aside. So then to kind of farm this out, something that people are really looking forward to, because I'm sure DC and Warner are making money off this, and to let just Amazon take it, I think it works for both parties. It works for everybody. Amazon gets something cool. Warner gets a licensing fee. The fans get a show they were really looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
So I love this.
Yeah, I think finally we get to see it. So yeah, I can't wait. We haven't had some Batman animated show stuff in a while.
Last good one was Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, and that was really good. I love Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Movies. A report came out. Before we get into this, I just want to say quick. Reviews are out for Shazam, which I didn't really read the ones. The ones I wanted to pay attention to were Dungeons and Dragons. Last night there was 10 critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has 100%. And the reviews seem really fun, and it's given Chris and I a lot of hope. Comes out March 31st, and I cannot wait to see this film.
I heard it compared to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my god, that's all. Okay,
yeah.
That's the type. That's what we want to hear.
Which is the correct tone for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, in my opinion. I didn't see I stopped watching the trailers because I want to spoil all the fun stuff. But I heard there's some really funny scene where they use reanimate corpse on something, and yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see it. I'm gonna have to go see it when it comes out that weekend now.
Yeah, I was looking it up. I'll be in Florida when it comes out.
Yeah.
But I texted my dad and I'm like, so we're going to see this movie when I come down. He's like, oh yeah, we're seeing it. I was like, okay, good. At least we're on the same page, Dad.
Yeah. You're like, you get me. Awesome. Okay, now the other news. A report came in this week that Disney has canceled two previously announced Star Wars films. The ones that in question are the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron movie, and the long in development Kevin Feige led Star Wars movie. Yeah, those that was kind of crazy that popped up. They've just been axed. Um, I mean, I guess it's funny that like Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman 3 isn't moving forward, and now Rogue Squadron's not moving forward. So like something is happening here.
That's remember when that went down and I said there's something going on with Patty Jenkins' Star Wars movie, and I
Yeah,
was the only
and
person on the internet talking about it at the time.
exactly. Yep.
That one didn't shock me. I was like, okay, obviously there's something with Patty. Like
Hmm.
respect on her name for Wonder Woman, the first one, but everything else that she's been involved with seems to be falling apart after Wonder Woman 84 or whatever
Hmm.
it's called.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by the Kevin Feige one. I thought
Yeah.
for
That's
sure they were going to
that's
let that
crazy.
happen.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like at this point, if Disney was like, if Kevin Feige walked up to Disney and was like, we want to do a Mickey Mouse movie, but the entire point of the movie is that Mickey Mouse and Daffy Duck are lovers and they want to go to Mars to
Yeah.
colonize the planet to bring over Pluto and turn him into a giant kaiju to send back to Earth. Disney would be like, you're Kevin Feige, do whatever you want.
Oh man, I'd do even one better. You turn Pluto into a giant kaiju, and then he fights the new non-planet Pluto and takes its spot in the uh in orbit, and now we have to recognize Pluto as a real planet because it's larger than the original Pluto, which was just an ice mass. I think we're
Yeah,
on.
just whatever nonsense Kevin Feige wants to do. He's already made you billions and billions of
Yeah,
dollars. You
yeah, I
do
know.
what Kevin Feige wants to do.
That was a pretty good ad lib script he had there, though. I'm on to it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, except I got really excited for it near the end.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It started getting good. Yeah, that is very strange. I think Disney's kind of confused about where to go for movies in Star Wars right now.
I
Uh,
think what's going on is they've got, I'm zoning on his name, but they've got the other guy who's working on a Star Wars thing, and I think he's
Taika
got something.
Waititi. Or-
He's got a movie that hasn't been canceled yet. I think that's going to get canceled soon. There's another one.
Oh,
I'm neither of us are going to get the name right now,
yeah.
but that person has something because I've heard rumbles that that's now a trilogy and that it could possibly take place after the Skywalker saga. And
Oh boy.
I think they feel like they have something. And now this kind of scattershot thing that they've been doing, they've got the Mandalorian universe and what's happening
Yeah.
there, and it's
Yep.
working. And now they want
Hmm.
to do this to move away from the Skywalker saga.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
We'll
they
see.
have something, and they don't want to do any more movies set inside the original continuity. I think is what's happening.
Yeah. Makes sense. This was pretty cool. We talked about the voice cast for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie last week, and now a day after that, we got the Nickelodeon Studios dropping the first trailer of the movie, and it looks absolutely awesome, nuts, and fun. The voice cast is really good. The only thing that's I don't know if it's a bad thing, but the turtles seem way younger than we normally see them. Right? I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
huge Turtles fan. I mean, not being said, like everything I've watched of the Turtles, I love. I think it's fun. I'm not huge into the lore, but the voice cast it makes sense to me why we didn't recognize any of the names because they sound like 13 to 14-year-old boys voicing it, which is fine, I guess.
Which they are.
Yeah, right.
They always played the turtles as older.
Yep.
I felt like the movies. They definitely the turtles always felt like they were in their 20s, which is really weird that their name is the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles.
right. So I guess these ones are actually teens, which would make sense.
Yeah, it looks like a black. It reminds me of Into the Spider Verse. I think we're gonna get
Hmm.
a lot of movies with that style,
Which is fine. I like it.
which is great. Yeah. My
Yeah.
only complaint about this trailer is all you did was show the turtles. Like why didn't
Yeah.
Bebop and Rocksteady show up at the end or something
I,
like
I
that? Like,
they don't need to though. I am so fine with trailers not revealing too much anymore. Like give me a little bit of like maybe Seth Rogen's voice talking, but like that's all I need. I don't
I
know.
think if they would have ended it like with that really fun montage of the turtles and everything, and they
Yeah.
hit all the right notes, they showed all their masks, they showed all their weapons, they talked about pizza. It was a really great trailer. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but if it would have ended with like darkness and you just see the like those two kind of in shadows, and then like
Yeah.
Seth Rogen and John Cena say like a one liner,
Yeah.
that would have been the hype that got me over the edge.
Right.
But I'm in the minority. Everybody's talking about this trailer and I think it's amazing.
Oh,
Not
it
that I
looks
don't think it's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
I just think it could have been
Um,
better.
looks awesome. And to point out, this might be the first time I've ever seen somebody actually get stabbed by a Ninja Turtle because there's a scene where Donatello like stabs somebody. Most of the Ninja Turtles animated stuff I've seen, they're always like slashing and fighting the hand, but they like never actually cut anybody or stab anyone.
Yeah.
Uh, because they're always like worried about the ratings and stuff like that. But no, I thought it looks like a lot of fun. I'm in for it.
Yeah, I'm down
Um,
for this.
I guess with that, we'll just get into the comic book news, eh?
Let's do it.
We'll start with the bad news. Bad and probably like uh, uh, I don't know. It was inevitable, right? The Marvel released a teaser this week announcing that Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto Daredevil's run is coming to an end this August. This is what God has done. The saga ends August 2023. So, what do you think about that, Chris?
I'm sad about it. I love this run. It's
Yeah,
been phenomenal from the whole time. Cinchetto leaving, especially, like he's just been such a good artist for this series.
yeah,
We're seeing one of those moments for Marvel where like everything is changing. I think we talked about it last week,
mm-hmm.
but Incredible Hulk's gonna be Philip Kennedy Johnson and Nick Klein. Uh, there's definitely gonna be a new Thor coming up. This is coming to an end. Avengers, I just ordered Avengers 1, Jed McKay taking over. So we're seeing a transition again. This
Yep.
happens every so often at Marvel. So it's bittersweet. I look forward to see who's taking over because I don't know. I was talking to somebody recently that now that Jason Aaron's done with the Avengers, he does he has just the Punisher that he's doing, which is a 12-issue series that's going to be wrapping up soon. Maybe he takes over Daredevil.
Maybe.
I would be
Yeah,
down for that. When he
that'd be
writes
cool.
Daredevil, he does a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, bittersweet. We'll see how it comes.
Yeah. Here we go again. DC has expanded its Dawn of the DC Universe timeline, announcing some new comics and new creative teams of existing series. We'll discuss each individually. Steelworks, which will focus on John Henry Irons and Tasha Irons, both characters who are known as Steel. This series will be written by Michael Dorn, and who not only played Worf in Star Trek franchise, but also voiced Steel in Superman the animated series, alongside artist Sam Basri. That's pretty cool. They got Michael Dorn doing this. I mean, Michael Dorn's got a huge following on his own. I don't
Yeah,
I don't really care about Steel myself. I don't think I will be picking this up, but I guess that's cool.
yeah. Like I'm not gonna pick it up, but I hopefully it's good. I like that Michael Dorn's doing it too. Like that
Yeah.
is really cool. So
Yep.
we'll see. I mean, I'm sure. I hope that the two Steel fans out there, no offense, but
Sorry, guys.
I make this joke a lot, but I know Steel isn't the biggest fan base in the world, but I hope the people who are fans for the people who are fans of Steel, this is like the best Steel ever. Is
Yeah.
all I can hope for.
Um, Hawk Girl, which will focus on Hawk Girl as she moves to Metropolis after the breakup of the Justice League. A series written by Jadria Axelrod alongside artist Amanke Nahulpan. Don't really care about Hawk Girl. I don't. You won't get me out for really Hawk Band anymore, so Hawk Girl probably won't do it for me either.
You won't give me for a Hawk anything, so nothing here
Yeah.
for me. I got very little to add.
Yeah.
Other than what I said about the last one, I hope for those fans it's the best book ever.
Yep. Starting with issue 800 of Wonder Woman, a new team will be taking over the series with a brand new number one. Writer Tom King and artist Daniel Sampier will be the new team. Interesting, they're putting Tom King on a ongoing book, I think.
Yes. So we all remember how it ended with Tom King and Batman.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I'm confused by this. Maybe they want to give him another chance on an ongoing. Maybe he had just an amazing pitch. Hopefully he didn't pitch another 100 issue run.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
But yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean, he.
I'm done trying Tom
Yeah.
King books. I don't like them. So
I mean, so I have been reading the Supergirl book,
yeah,
Woman of Tomorrow. That book is actually really good. It's not like any other Supergirl I've read, and I think Tom does a good job with those characters that don't have like legacies behind them, really, that are set in stone. That he could do some new weird stuff with. I feel like the Batman and the Wonder Woman characters they should probably stay away from.
I mean, we'll
You
see.
know,
Maybe it's just Batman. I mean,
yeah, we'll see.
if you think about it, a lot of the stuff he failed. I don't want to say that. A lot of stuff that didn't work for you and I were the
Yeah,
Batman stuff.
yeah. I mean, a lot. There's a lot of good stuff in his Batman run though. Like the
Yeah,
first couple volumes are really good. First few volumes I really liked.
it's really when DC pulled the plug on him that it kind of went
Yeah,
downhill. Yeah,
yeah. Also, after issue 800, Flash will get a new revamp along with a new number one. Flash is written by Cy Spurrier alongside artist Mike Diodato Jr. That's a cool lineup on Flash.
this legitimately made me like gave me awe when it happened. Like I read it.
Yeah,
Mike Diodato Jr. is doing Flash.
yeah.
I
That's pretty
might try it
crazy.
just for that.
Yeah, I might actually this out of all these this might be the one I'll pick up to be honest. Cy
Yeah,
Spurrier is a good writer.
Cyspher is one of those guys. When I try his stuff, I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't love his stuff, but I enjoy it. So it's interesting. I just Mike Diodato on Flash just had me excited. Like I haven't been excited about anything Flash in a long time. So
I'm trying to zoom in on this picture of the map too because it
yeah,
feels like those are Brainiac tentacles, right? We
yep.
think.
And do you notice who's in the corner?
I can't see it. Is it Our Man?
No, that I'm pretty sure that is Detective Chimp holding Doctor Fate's
Oh,
helmet.
yeah, it is. Okay,
Yeah,
I had to zoom in. That is yeah. So if anybody's seen the dawn of the DC timeline, it says Night Terrors, which you've heard about, but then there's yeah, Detective Chimp holding Doctor Fate's helmet. Man, this might get really convoluted.
I mean they brought the Hawk people in, so
Yeah, so we got like Lazarus Planet and the Night Terrors, and now we got Detective Chimp with the. So now we're gonna get like the Justice Society, Jeff Johns shit involved here, guys. What is going on?
yeah,
They're like maybe if
it's
we all put it on a graphic together, it'll make sense.
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
And the books we just talked about, all like I think they're July, August, September releases, so
yeah,
we're a bit away, which might put a hindrance, like a cap on my. Remember when they did the Justice League will return thing?
yeah.
So I don't. That's not going to be summer anymore.
It's not.
I don't think.
Now we're getting into fall.
Yeah. So maybe fall. Maybe I mean maybe it's even pushed further. We'll see. But or maybe it's not a thing. I mean that was just kind of a rumor speculation thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We'll see. Oh, with that, let's talk about what we read this week. I got to a few comics. I still need to read Superman Space Age. That book is long, so I have to like keep putting it down. I want to say I'm caught up on Kaiju number 8. I read all 5 volumes.
oh wow.
Love that book. I love that series. It's a manga that I've actually bought in a long time. I haven't bought manga since I was in high school. Um, yeah, so really enjoying the series. Love Kaiju's. Love the characters and the type of story that they're doing. Monkey Prince number 12. I thought it was a good final issue. Hopefully, it's not the end of Monkey Prince. I don't think it will be. We get
Says at
this
the
whole
end.
yeah, right. Uh, the thing is, I think it was funny how like they're like, oh, we defeated King Firebolt in Lazarus, but he gets released again, and now Monkey Ping. It was almost like, guys, this is Monkey Prince's villain, not your villain, kind of thing. So Monkey Prince defeats him again. We find out that he's actually a clone of the original Monkey King that never reverted. So you have this whole like, it almost looks like the second volume will be like him trying to find himself of like, am I real or not? I'm sentient. I feel like I'm a real person, but we know that he's a clone of the original Monkey King. I thought that was really cool, man. Gene Luen Yang, fucking just let this guy do whatever he wants, and please let it be more Monkey King for now or Monkey Prince, because I would love that.
Yeah. It's definitely getting another volume of some sort. I still think
Yeah,
the cool thing for Gene to do, because he worked on some of these characters, is to do like a Justice League China.
I would love that.
Because you've
Absolutely.
got the Batman, he did the Superman book.
Yep.
Bring in Monkey Prince. I mean, I'm sure we can make up some more, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Please.
awesome issue
Uh,
though.
yeah.
Awesome series.
Awesome
Everybody should go
series.
check it out.
Yeah. World's Finest 12. Supergirl date issue. That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah. I think that was an old one though. I missed it.
yeah, a couple weeks ago. Good issue.
Yeah, and I caught up on Lazarus Planet too. I finished Omega. I thought it was an interesting ending. Not sure where it goes from there. That it says all the magic users are back, but they're changed. Um, so I guess we'll wait and see. I know that we have the Revenge of the Gods next week or something. Still more Lazarus Planet stuff going on.
I saw that, and not only is it a new issue, it's a new 4-issue series. Nope,
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm
I
not
don't
doing
want
it.
any more Lazarus Planet
Yeah,
stuff,
I'm
guys. Come
out.
on,
I
please.
suffered through enough.
Yeah, please stop that. Batman 133. This is the book I had to read this week. Chip Zdarsky, Hawthorne on the art. Yeah, awesome. Batman is going to find the Red Mask. By the way he fights, I almost think he's a speedster.
Hmm.
I think that's implied, right? That
Yeah,
it's a speedster. There's a cool like reveal that Arkham is now a bunch of caves. Well, is a bunch of caves. I thought the new design they have for Riddler was really cool. There's like an interaction with the Riddler on the street. Thought that was awesome. The way he looks. Um, and even the backup story is really good here with Robin and Toyman. So they finally get back to their universe so they can go find Batman.
yeah. Great issue altogether. I'm looking at the page you're talking about. It's
Yeah,
definitely Speed Force because it's lightning bolts
yeah,
coming off of him. Like
yeah. And I was like, oh shit, he's a speedster.
I think it's
But
it's
which one?
I think it's Barry.
You think it's Barry?
I think it's Barry.
That'd be
Well,
cool.
I Hawthorne doing the art, fill-in artist, but he killed it. I thought it was a great
Yeah.
issue all
Oh yeah.
around.
Yeah. Yep.
And I like all the twists on in this like alternate universe where
Yeah.
you know all these characters are a little different. And yeah, the Riddler was the cool one, like the question on the face. It's a simple choice, but it's a really good one. So
And the fact that the Red Mask would be a speedster would be cool because he understands like, oh, there's alternate timelines. This isn't the right Bruce Wayne or Batman. You know,
yeah. Well, and
he
then
would have
there's
to
that
understand.
reveal too that possibly even their Bruce Wayne isn't their Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
That he had multiversal energy attached to him as well, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
So
which is cool. So I really like it. Zdarsky's killing it. It's hard to just come into Batman and start getting people into it in the middle of like 100 something issue run. So good for him. And even making the B story interesting and tie into the A story, like that's how you do a B story.
yeah.
Zdarsky's killing it. So that's all I had this week. It's been a crazy week. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff I have got in a pile that I missed, but
So my one like old book, it's from last week. You talked about it, but I read Phantom Road.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah. There's
eh.
not a whole lot there yet. We'll see though.
Yeah, like I think it's Jeff Lemire. I'll pick up the second issue, but like that's it. That's your big like he gets in a
Yeah,
truck and then poof, he's in a different dimension and zombies attack. Like that's all that
yeah,
happened in that book.
yeah, yeah. I know.
So it was a little underwhelming, I thought, but
Mm.
I'll at least check out the second issue. Um, Speaking of checking out the second issue, Blood Tree #2, I'm off. It's just not clicking. I had 2 issues. Mike has something to say.
Yeah, it was a misclick. I meant to unmute myself.
Okay.
I hate that.
Uh, I gave it a 2 issue try. I'm not. It's not for me. Which is weird because it's a detective story that involves like angels and shit.
Yeah, right. It's right up your alley.
But yeah, it just wasn't clicking. So I think I'm done with that series. A series I'm not done with is Space Job #2.
Nice.
Really great issue. They're trying to find the new #2 for the ship, and while they're doing that, like Command wants the captain to go to this on this mission and
Mm-hmm.
abandon what he's doing. So currently they're moving cargo, and the mission is to basically go fight in this like kind of space war. And
Okay.
the captain's like, I want nothing to do with this. So instead of just saying it or like def- defying commands, he just keeps hanging up on a superior officer and be like, "Oh, it's cutting off. I can't hear you." Click.
Goodbye. That's
And then
hilarious.
tries this like weird thing to get away, even though that the command like shut off his thrusters and everything. It's a really fun story. It's just goofy and weird, and I enjoy it. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
like Star Trek and Orville, but like if the commander was just a numbskull.
Yeah. Complete idiot.
Um, the Gimmick #1, the new Ahoy book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good book. It's a good issue. It's well drawn. Everything. I won't continue reading it. It's a wrestling book. There's
Oh,
nothing there
okay.
for me.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff they're talking about, I know somewhat of because I have friends who watch wrestling, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a wrestling guy. So
Yeah, you got to
if
be
you
really
are,
into it.
yeah, if you are a wrestling person, check it out. You might like it. But the art's really cool. I'll say that.
Cool.
But the whole thing is like he's a wrestler. He has, I guess, superpowers, and he accidentally kills somebody in the ring,
Oh.
and he has to go down to Mexico and adopt a new gimmick to hide from the police.
Oh,
And yeah, there's a lot of like behind the scenes wrestling shit in it too.
okay.
Uh, Avengers #66. What I call the Mike issue.
Yeah.
So Mephisto like goes to the Council of Mephistos and basically slaughters them because they
Nice.
failed to defeat the Avengers. So now we have the one Mephisto, and he uses this magic that he's created by destroying all these different multiverses to create a kaiju version of himself,
Oh, hell yeah.
and then goes to fight the Avengers. But we go over to the Avengers; they're still fighting all the Dooms, and this giant Mephisto shows up, and Avenger Prime tells all the other Avengers like, "Don't worry, I have a plan." And that's when Kazar shows up, but it's a Kazar from another dimension who
Mm-hmm.
has the power cosmic, and also brought a Galactus with him, who's fighting on the side of good.
Nice.
And then, not to be outdone, Gorilla Man shows up with Ursa Major
What
and
the
says,
hell?
"I also brought some help," and he brought the Avengers Tower, which is the dead Celestial
Mm-hmm.
that is transformed into a Deathlock.
What the hell?
So now we have two Avengers Kaiju about to fight this Mephisto Kaiju.
That's amazing.
I love this book right now. It's just been a blast. It's so outrageous and fun. It's awesome.
That sounds awesome.
So I caught up on all of my Massive Verse stuff. So all Radiant Black and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yep.
First, I'll say Radiant Black. All of them have been really good. The only one I didn't really enjoy is Radiant Pink. It's just not. Those 2 issues haven't done it for me so far.
Yep.
But I want to say Dead Lucky is a lot of fun. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
should check that out. But this week I had Rogue Sun #11.
Yep.
So basically, Rogue Sun fights the Avery and the door. The guy that's manning the door, who turns out to be this like elder god kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude inside his suit from the 18 or the whatever time he's from, long time ago, teaches him how he can conjure the Rogue Sun's sword. So now
Oh,
Rogue Sun has a new power.
sick.
And then we kind of flash to that dude who was in the hospital and whose son made a deal with that entity that he made a deal
Mm-hmm.
with.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes a new deal with him to get more power and is told that if he defeats Rogue Sun and gets the Phoenix Feather from him, that they'll let his son go. And that's when, by Rogue Sun defeating the Doorman, he gets the Phoenix Feather. I forgot to add that
Mm.
part in.
Oh, okay.
So now that's going to come to a clash next issue, and then we see Rogue Sun, Dylan's friends having like this dance, which I'm assuming is prom,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when the bad dude shows up at prom and
Of
something's going on.
course.
So good series, really really enjoying it. I'm liking the evolution of Dylan because he was such a dick in the first couple
Yeah,
issues.
I
I was
know.
kind
He
of
was
not
such an
liking him.
asshole. Yeah, right. Now he's changed a lot for sure.
Yeah. Adventures of Superman, John Kent #1. I did
Yeah,
it. I did it.
you did it, huh?
It's not a bad issue. John's they add enough like side characters that I forget that I don't like John. So
That's
these
awesome.
like things show up and they destroy a bunch of satellites orbiting Earth, and so they're coming down to Earth, and John has to save them. So he's flying around destroying all these satellites when he runs into Val-Zod Superman
Mm-hmm.
from Earth 2, another book that Tom King wrote.
That's awesome.
And they meet, and instead of fighting, they have this conversation. And John kind of taught. This is why I don't like John, because he thinks he's better than Superman. Uh,
Yeah.
he has this conversation like, "Yeah, I hate it when they just fight each other because they can't sit down and talk." It's like, shut up, John.
Come on, dude.
But that's sorry. That's when they go back and they find Mr. Terrific and Red Tornado, and they have a conversation with Lois Lane and about why Val-Zod is here. Now, I left this part out, but it is in the first 2 pages of the book. The book opens with Ultraman killing Superman.
Oh, what the hell? I guess I
We
do have to
find
read
out
it.
here that that's an alternate universe, that Ultraman is
Oh,
going across the multiverse trying to kill all the Supermen.
oh man, I gotta read this now. Damn it.
And that's why Val-Zod is here. Val-Zod's come and at a point when Superman is away to recruit John, because every time he recruits a Clark, Superman dies.
Interesting.
And then they flash back to the fact that the reason John was aged up was because he was captured by Ultraman and all that
Yep.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it is revealed too that, as I knew because I read Earth 2, that Red Tornado is the Red Tornado from Earth 2, which is Lois Lane.
Oh yeah.
So they hit a lot of really good notes. It's 6 issues. I think I'm gonna finish the series, especially since they're going to the Injustice universe sometime in this, and that's why I picked it up.
Yeah, I'll have to read that too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I will give that a recommendation. And then the final, you'll all hear the interview later in the week, but one of the interviews we're doing, or I did this week, was with Benjamin Morse for We Are Scarlet Twilight, which is a book I've talked about a few times, but it's on zoop.com. And
Mm-hmm.
he gave me the trade paperback to read, and so I read the whole thing. I'll just say, really
Nice.
great book. Everybody should check that out. It's on Zoop, and Red 5 is publishing it, so it's in previews right now as well. So love that book.
Awesome.
Mike, that's everything I read this week. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
Find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter and pretty much any social media. And you can find the show at Fortress Comics _ on Twitter, also at fortresscomicnews.com. Remember, everybody, to like, subscribe, share, comment down below on the YouTube version. Give us the 5-star review on the podcast version. And if you want to go the extra mile, there's the Patreon at patreon.com/fortresscomics. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening this week. And we'll see you all here next week.